welcome back to another episode. Today we are heading to the upper reaches of the Wenlock River, chasing a few freshwater barramundi. You see, got one cruiser behind me, another one coming around the corner. We're in the old 75. Just giving her a birthday, new tray. Looks $1 million. Got the fish whisperer with us today. Alright, let's go. Well, that's it. Mighty Wenlock River. There's still probably 1.5 meters, maybe a little bit better of flow coming through what they call Stones Crossing, which is sort of a little cut through the Wenlock River that goes across to the other side. The track does go through to Bramwell Station, but on that side of the river is the Steve Irwin Wildlife Reserve. It's a nature park, animal refuge, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful place, God's country up in here. So might have a flick for a barra, I reckon. Righto, well, we've done the tourist thing, we've got the snaps at Stone Crossing. Now it's time to catch a barra. Haven't caught a freshwater barra for a bloody long time, so just gonna go around these edges. This is absolute primo country for crocodiles. There's lots of crocs in here. We're just gonna be a bit croc-wise, stand back from the bank and not get eaten hopefully today. You get it? Good work.
You only wanted to catch a fish, Wally?
Yeah, we should got one. And hold him under the... Watch his spike, yeah. Work, Nick.
She only wanted to catch a fish.
Blow the throff off a few, mate.
Gotta love it, eh?
Oh, well.
I get excited and ready.
That's one. Good work. So I'm just walking along the banks of the Wenlock River at the moment. The banks are bloody steep as they drop straight down into the water, and the water's like deep green, murky colour. Perfect location for a crocodile to sit and hide. So just walking through a bit of jungle along the banks, just trying to find a little bit better bank that I got some snags, something laying on it. We're just flicking in around those. Nika just got one about 2 minutes ago. That's her first barramundi, her first ever fish. It was about a 600 barra, so it's a pretty good bloody start if you ask me. Keep cruising up here a little bit further, see if I can find a nice little bank. Hopefully hook one up myself. So I've just walked up from Stones about maybe 500 meters up the river a little bit more, and it comes down onto a nice little bit softer bank all the way along here. And all we're doing is flicking little shallow diving minnows in and around all these snags on the river edges. Just stand by for 2 minutes while I hook one. Yep. Oh, did you see that? Little jungle perch. Little jungle perch sitting just in underneath that snag there. This would have to be the hungriest little sooty grunter I've ever heard of. The lure is literally bigger than him. Look at that thing. Look at that. That's the lure. That's the sooty that just ate it. Are you kidding me? Look at the size of the poor little fella. Righto, let's try for an upgrade. Yep. He's only a little fella, but that's alright. It's a start. Well, it's not too bad. Nice little Wenlock River barramundi. Let's go down and let him go. I'm definitely not going to swim this poor little fella. I'm just going to get him straight back in the drink. So here we go. Straight back down under his log where I got him from. Bloody marvellous. Tell you what, there's just something about getting out into the great outdoors. Doesn't matter where it is, just getting out and enjoying the place. Like where I am now, it's very remote, very isolated, you know, the upper reaches of Wenlock River. There's about 6, maybe 7 campsites of people just up the river from where I am now, but it still just feels remote. It just feels good. Good for the body, good for the soul, you know, get out, be a little bit active, walking the banks, but just enjoying this absolute brilliant country we call Australia. I'm pretty lucky, you know, the Wenlock River, the other side of the river you've got the Steve Irwin Nature Reserve, the most unbelievable wildlife you've ever seen. Palm cockatoos, I can hear them in the trees. It's pretty bloody good. Makes you feel connected. Like I can understand why the Aboriginals and the First Nations people love the country. The connection they must have with it is just absolutely amazing. But I'm just going to enjoy it for another couple of hours, then we're going to go home. I'm going to kick back on the bank here, listen to a few of the birds, hopefully see a crocodile. I might get the drone up in the air shortly, but till then I might keep flicking, have a look around. Like, look at this place. Don't worry about the flies. Absolutely bloody marvellous. It is a bit windy though. I'm glad I'm not out the front today. So I've come maybe about 1 kilometre up the creek, just sort of walking along. One thing you have to remember in far north Queensland, in croc country, is that crocodiles don't just live in water. Right now is winter time. The water temperature has dropped about 3-4 degrees, which makes a big difference to crocodiles. They're going to start getting up out of the water, sunning themselves. They've got ostroderms on their back that are pretty much just big solar panels. They absorb all the heat and all of the sun's rays and warm their body temperature up. So in order to do that, they must get out onto land, onto the banks. And in places like this where it's a little bit quiet, remote, they do come up the banks higher than normal. These banks are pretty bloody steep, pretty high, so they could be literally anywhere. So when you're walking along the banks, you've also got to remember, is there anything behind me? Up there, down there. These things are bloody apex predators. They will get you from behind. Be croc-wise in croc country. 5 meters back from the water. Look around, check that there's nothing around behind you. Look for slides, look for sign of crocodiles. And always be bloody croc-wise. Change tactics a little bit. I was using hard bodies, but I've gone to this little soft plastic, put a little sinker on his nose. I'm gonna sink him down a little bit deeper under these logs. See how we go. This is so bloody beautiful. I'm definitely bringing the boat back here this dry season. I'm like walking through what feels like jungle. It's like all rainforest. It's like canopy over the top. But the Wenlock River just keeps getting better and better. It's so beautiful out the front. I'm just struggling to show you guys because it's so hard to get down on the water. But I've just found a little feeder creek just here. So the Wenlock's actually just, you can sort of just see the water up there. So the Wenlock runs along there. This is just a little feeder creek, so I'm gonna flick along here quickly before I start heading back. Oh yeah. Oh, I got hit first cast. Oh, he busted him too. Hit it again. Oh, he's hitting it. He's hitting it. Oh, they keep hitting it, the little buggers. They're just picking at the tail. Must only be little fellas. Righto, well, I was having plenty of hits on those little soft plastics just in here, but I got snagged up, and unfortunately, I've only got one hard body left with me, so hard bodies it is. Let's see, a little bit limited to where I can cast here. Yep. Oh yes. Oh yes. Big toga. Big toga. Oh come on. Oh yes. Are you kidding me? So I literally just changed from that soft plastic. That's obviously what's been hitting me, and I've only got one hook. Saratoga have really hard jaws and the hooks don't really set really well. So he's obviously been hitting those little paddle tails flat out, but it hasn't been hooking him. Switched over the hard body, first cast, bang. That is my first ever Saratoga too. That's pretty bloody cool. I'm gonna get this hook out, get a quick photo with him and get him straight back in the drink. Oh, I'm so bloody stoked with that. I'm gonna let this fella go. Again, I'm not getting near the water. He can just go. Off he goes. Oh, yes. First ever Saratoga. Upper reaches of the Wenlock River. Oh, I'm coming back here, that's for sure. I'm gonna have a couple more quick casts here and then I've actually got to get out of here. We're just about to head off, but now that I know this is here, I'll be coming back to this little spot. It's bloody beautiful. I'm gonna try and get out the front and just give you guys a look at the main river system because it's like this massive red cliff and it looks bloody cool, but I'm coming back here in the boat. I'm 100% coming back here in the boat now. Trying to push my way through to the main river system again, but I can't get there. This is how thick it is. Like so much overgrown grass. And I've sort of got to stay up high on the riverbank to just to be able to move. Otherwise you've got to get down. Whoa! You've got to get down on all fours because you've got vines. Some of them got spikes on them too. Wait a while, spikes. Anyways. I'm going to start heading back to the ute now because I'm probably like maybe 2k from the other guys now. I'm going to start heading back down to my last lure. I lost my leader, so I've got it tied straight to my 20-pound braid. That's not really ideal if I'd get a decent sized fish, so I'm going to call it a day, head back. I'm bloody thirsty, I know that. I should have brought some water with me.
5 minutes later.
Bye, push.
Because the wheels aren't even spinning. It's only just spinning on them other two.
Now you're not spinning, Yabsy.
Yeah.
Come back.
You alright?
Yep. You're fine.
Listen to it.
Well, the mighty V8 had to save the farm truck. I think I've either done a front diff or the four-wheel drive. Something's going on. I don't have four-wheel drive in the front, so getting up that bit of a sand hill. Normally the old farm truck would just cruise up there, no issue at all. I even let the tyres down and had a crack and still couldn't get up there. So we had to get the old V8 to give us a hand, try and help me out. Don't know what's going on. Have to check that front diff when I get home.
Much later.
Well, this is no bloody good. That issue I thought I was having with the front diff and the four-wheel drive not engaging is potentially a front left hub. I think we've blown that, or something's not right in there anyways. We've got a little bit of movement in that front left wheel, and now the brake caliper is catching on the disc, which is making it heat up, smoking, it's scratching, it's pulling to the left, dragging us off the road. It's not bloody good.
What happened, Mr. Drifter?
It happens on the big job sometimes. That's the problem right there. Front wheel bearings. Probably Probably shouldn't move quite that much, I don't reckon. Bugger. So that's the inner seal from inside that front wheel bearing. Gone. We're like 5k's from town too. Right there. Very painful. Much better being broken down here than on the bridge though, so.
Much later.
Oh well, we might end this video here. Got the wheel back on. Bearings completely collapsed. Got a car trailer coming. The old Toyota. I'll make sure I bring the Ranger next time.
That'll be a mistake.